The story starts with Yuna, a beautiful 19-year-old girl who has been living with her father's close friends ever since her entire family passed away when she was little. She lives a cheerful and carefree life, full of joy and has no problems, except for one, her brother, Sun. One morning, Yuna wakes up to find Sun sleeping in her room. As usual, she scolds him, telling him to go back to his own bed, and hits him playfully. He teases her back, threatening to complain to their father. She actually calls their parents, but because of their work, they are away most of the year and only visit during holidays. In their absence, Yuna handles everything at home. She cooks for Sun, washes his clothes, and cleans up after him. Sun, meanwhile, is one of the most popular and talented students at school, admired by everyone. When Yuna brings him food, he pretends not to like it, but once she leaves, he devours it happily, enjoying every bite. At school, Sun shines as a basketball star, dominating the game and winning the admiration of the crowd. Yuna sits on the sidelines cheering for him, surrounded by girls who only want to befriend her so they can get close to Sun. Among the spectators enters a famous, beautiful girl with her group of friends. Every boy adores her. But when she notices everyone's attention on Yuna, she grows irritated without knowing why. She approaches Yuna and speaks rudely to her. Yuna assumes it's because Sun rejected her and she's upset about it. The girl snaps back. "Who does your brother even think he is to reject me?" After the match, Sun sees the girl bothering Yuna and steps in. He calmly asks, "Who's bothering my sister, Lana?" Embarrassed to learn he's Yuna's brother, Lana quickly apologizes and walks away, though it's clear she has started to develop feelings for him. Later that day, Yuna notices a boy at school who looks unwell, sitting alone as he takes his medicine. Concerned, she approaches him, offering food she had prepared with her own hands, insisting he eat to feel better. Touched by her kindness, he thanks her sincerely, realizing he has never met anyone like her before. From that moment, he can't forget her. Meanwhile, someone lurking around the school secretly snaps photos of Yuna and Sun together, hinting at future trouble. Yuna then rushes to class, arriving late just before the lesson ends. The teacher notices but doesn't embarrass her, allowing her to sit quietly. After class, he speaks with her kindly, reminding her that this is her final year of high school before university. He urges her to set clear goals, study hard, and not waste her parents' sacrifices. Deeply moved, Yuna promises to change, to study diligently, and never arrive late again. That evening, she stays behind in class to revise. Sun worries about her, calls to check in, and when she says she's studying, he shows up with food. Yuna lights up with happiness, thanking him. He tells her he just wants her to be happy. Seeing her books, he realizes how determined she is. Later, he surprises her with extra textbooks and detailed summaries of every class she missed. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Yuna hugs him, calling him the best brother anyone could ever have. The next day, at school, a new transfer student arrives, Lucas, the very boy Yuna had helped before. He introduces himself to the class. Right after him, Lana also transfers into the same class. Before seating begins, the teacher announces that students can now choose their own partners instead of sitting alphabetically. The class erupts with excitement. Yuna is especially relieved, happy to finally sit away from Sun. When they re-enter, Lana notices Sun sitting alone and hurries to take the seat beside him. Yuna, meanwhile, asks Lucas to sit next to her. Just then, another boy tries to claim the spot beside Yuna, but one sharp look from Sun is enough to scare him off. Lucas arrives shortly after and takes his place beside her. Their teacher then announces a surprise exam, explaining that the results will count toward university admission. As papers are handed out, Yuna grows nervous and anxious. Lucas notices and gently reassures her. "Don't worry. Believe in yourself. Just answer what you know. There will always be more chances ahead." Encouraged, she calms down and begins solving the questions, delighted to discover most of them are from the very summaries Sun had prepared for her. She writes confidently, finishing her test with ease. As always, Sun is the first to submit his paper, and the teacher asks him to collect the rest afterward. Once the exam ends, Yuna and Lucas leave together, chatting. For the first time, Yuna feels hopeful that she might succeed academically. Lucas invites her to lunch, but just then, Sun texts her, "Come home, I'm starving." Yuna goes back and is shocked to find her parents waiting at home. Overjoyed, she hugs them tightly, ecstatic that they've finally returned. During dinner, she pulls out her notebook where she had been recording every time Sun annoyed her, complete with dates and details. She shows it to her parents, and her father sternly tells Sun to take better care of his sister. Afterward, he speaks privately with Sun, stressing that Yuna's grades are worsening and this is her final year. She must do well to enter university, or else she'll have to repeat the year. Their mother adds softly, "Help her, if not for her sake, then for ours." Her tone suggests there's a hidden truth the parents are keeping from them. The next morning at school, the exam results are announced. The teacher called out every name and handed each student their paper, everyone except Yuna. She protested that he hadn't called her name, and the teacher, looking upset, told her sternly that she needed to push herself harder. When the grades were announced, Yuna had scored less than half and failed. She was devastated and couldn't understand what happened. She had thought she'd done well on the exam. She left the classroom in tears. Luke sat with her and tried to calm her down. He told her the grade wasn't the only measure of worth. What mattered was what she does next. "What's done is done," he said. "Try to improve yourself in the coming period. If you need anything, tell me." Yuna, still crushed, replied that her life had always been full of hardships, that nothing ever seemed to go right for her, and nothing made her happy. Luke answered gently, "No, I've been through worse than that. Even now, nobody really knows what I'm feeling." Yuna comforted him, saying he always comes across as strong and that everything about him seems fine. Then Luke revealed something that shook her. "That's the problem. People always see me as okay, but what I have is only temporary. I have a heart condition. The doctor says it's advanced, and there's no one to take care of me properly or cure it. If another attack comes, it could happen at any time, and you'd have to say goodbye to me." Yuna was deeply moved and finally grasped why he'd seemed so weak sometimes. She apologized and promised him. From that day, she would study to become a good doctor. She would work on her dreams so she could treat him. "If not for me, then for you," she vowed. That night, she sat alone with a sheet of paper, quietly practicing and feeling heartbroken. Her classmates were moving on to higher universities while she, despite everything she'd tried, still hadn't succeeded. Sun sat beside her and kept comforting her. He was genuinely upset for her. The next day at school, the teacher approached Sun. He was troubled and said Yuna should have scored much higher. Sun answered, "I checked all her answers last night. She had actually solved 2 questions correctly, but didn't get credit for them." The teacher was surprised and asked how Sun knew. Sun suggested the teacher let Yuna retake the exam in front of him. The grade she earned then should be her true score. The teacher agreed and arranged a retake at the same level as the original test. Yuna was anxious, afraid of being embarrassed again, but Sun reassured her and she took the exam calmly, with the teacher watching. When she finished, the teacher later admitted he had been wrong. He rechecked her original paper and realized she had indeed been unfairly graded. In the retake, she earned a high score, and everyone was astonished at the turnaround. Afterward, Sun and Yuna walked home together. She thanked him for what he'd done, and he said with affection, "You're not stupid, you're my sister. I'll never let anyone insult or mock you again. You're smart." I always knew that he teased her to focus even more for the next exam so she could reach the college she wanted. "Okay," she replied, smiling. The next morning, Sun was back to his usual teasing. He found Yuna walking late to school and rode past on his bike, telling her to hurry up. He also saw Lana with her friends and left with her, letting Yuna continue to school. During class, the teacher called Yuna to answer a composition question, but scolded her afterwards. "Why didn't you submit what you said you would? Aren't you the type to stop being careless?" Yuna stood embarrassed in front of the class, unable to answer. Luke stepped in and said he would supervise her homework from now on, asking the teacher not to pressure her, and the class returned to the exam. After class, Luke stayed with Yuna all day, helping her study and reminding her of things. He became her steady support. One day during PE, Yuna hadn't eaten and started to feel weak. While running, she collapsed and clutched her stomach. Lana panicked and called Sun, who rushed over terrified, picked her up, and took her to the school clinic. When Yuna regained consciousness, Sun scolded her gently for being careless and not eating. Later, Luke stayed to study with her. Yuna knew Luke hadn't come just out of courtesy. His concern was real. Meanwhile, Sun's feelings grew conflicted. He'd imagined a future where he and Yuna lived a normal life together, and that dream made him jealous as Yuna and Luke grew closer. One afternoon, Sun walked up, brought Lana along under the pretense of helping her study, and kept interrupting Yuna and Luke's conversation. He became angry and snapped, "Enough for today, let's go." When they arrived home, Yuna asked him why he was so possessive. Sun protested that Luke only helped because he cared, and that Luke was kind and gentle in a way Sun hadn't been. Sun, hurt and uneasy, clutched his chest and said he hadn't eaten in a long time and felt unwell. Yuna, worried and tender, made him food. That night, Sun watched Yuna sleep and remembered the times he'd stayed in her room before. He kept enduring her moodiness because he refused to make her unhappy. The boy's loyalty showed. The next day at school, Yuna studied with Luke as usual. Luke praised her progress. "Your level is getting much better. You'll get good grades." Meanwhile, Sun's future was being discussed by a teacher who told him he had a chance to enter a prestigious university and study a specialty he'd love. The teacher urged him to study hard and apply, but Sun surprised everyone. He refused. "I won't go," he said. He didn't want to apply anywhere that would separate him from Yuna. He wanted to be beside her, and if necessary, get into the same university she'd enter. Later, someone told Yuna there would be a school talent show and suggested she shouldn't try because you don't look like you can sing or dance. Sun, overhearing this, stepped in and told the boy to leave. "No one will speak to you like that except me." Yuna was overjoyed by Sun's defense. Sun then took her home and they ate together with his close friend, the same friend Yuna secretly liked. Yuna sat with Sun's friend, chatting. She asked him if he would participate in the school talent show. He replied that he would, though he hadn't yet chosen which field to enter. Then he encouraged her to participate as well, assuring her that she would succeed in whatever she tried. His words filled her with joy and determination. She decided she had to take part. When she got home, she began practicing singing, but her voice was so bad it sounded like screeching. Sun walked in and teased, "That voice of yours sounds like a beetle's cry." That's what they call ear torture. Embarrassed but not giving up, Yuna tried drawing instead. He caught her again and mocked her. "Draw a pig and call it a self-portrait, then I'll believe you." His words stung, and she stormed off in frustration. The next day at school, she hid in the girls' bathroom, wondering if she even had a talent. Lana found her there and asked why she was hiding. Yuna explained that the bathroom was the only place Sun couldn't follow her, so she could think in peace. Lana then suggested they form a group and perform together. Yuna hesitated, asking what they could possibly do since neither of them had a real talent. Lana grinned and said, "We'll just say a few words to the audience, add a little background music, and steal the show. That'll be our act." Yuna agreed reluctantly. "Just a short speech and then we leave." Excited, Yuna went to sign up. But the teacher frowned and reminded her that her grades were already poor, warning that joining the show would only distract her and make things worse. Yuna was crushed until Sun intervened, telling the teacher not to worry. Let her rehearse, but only during free time, he insisted. Reluctantly, the teacher agreed. Later, Sun privately asked Lana what exactly they were planning to perform. He didn't want Yuna embarrassed in front of everyone. Lana promised she'd take care of it and not let Yuna get hurt. While they were talking, Sun suddenly clutched his stomach, unable to move. Alarmed, Lana supported him and helped him home. When Yuna saw him in that condition, she panicked. She put him to bed, brought him medicine, and noticed his fever rising. She stayed up all night by his side, cooling him with compresses. By dawn, Sun woke to find her asleep beside him, exhausted from caring for him. His heart swelled with quiet happiness. The next day, Yuna dressed to head out for rehearsal, but seeing Sun still unwell, she stayed home to cook and care for him instead. That evening, Lana visited to check on her and discuss their performance. Sun pretended to be fine, sitting on the couch playing PlayStation while the girls talked. Lana asked Yuna why she decided to perform when she had been against it at first. Yuna admitted shyly, "I want to become a star, to catch someone's attention, so he'll notice me." At practice the following day, Yuna accidentally bumped into a girl named Suna. She quickly apologized, but Suna sneered at her with obvious disgust. Just then, Shio appeared, calling Suna over, and Yuna realized with a shock that Suna was his new girlfriend. Yuna froze, not knowing what Shio meant to her anymore. Outside, Suna pulled Shio aside and then confronted Yuna. "Your son's sister, right? Honestly, you're nothing like him. I heard you're performing at the talent show. My advice, don't. Save yourself the embarrassment. Your act will be nothing but comedy." At that moment, Sun arrived and snapped, "Someone like you doesn't get to talk to my sister that way. Just because your lips are prettier than hers? Or maybe you're one of the many girls I rejected?" Suna turned red, unable to respond, and stormed off with Shio. Sun turned to Yuna. "I came here to support you. Take these pills. They'll help your voice endure the training. Now go." Yuna's heart raced with excitement and hope. She and Lana threw themselves into practice, and soon their act began to take shape. Meanwhile, Sun, still unwell, spent sleepless nights working on something. When Yuna came home one evening, she found him asleep at his desk, surrounded by piles of neatly organized papers. Curious, she checked and was overwhelmed with emotion. It was a full set of study notes and summaries he had stayed up all night preparing for her, carefully arranged so she could understand everything. He had sacrificed his health just for her. That night, Yuna sat happily, memorizing the script she would perform, but she grew worried. Luke hadn't come to school for several days. She called his phone, and his father answered. Gravely, he told her Luke was in intensive care and they didn't know if he would survive. Yuna trembled and insisted she had to go see him, even if it was the middle of the night. "He was the only one who stood by me, encouraged me, and supported me. I won't leave him until he wakes up." Sun, worried but loyal, agreed. He hurriedly grabbed his bike, so rushed he even forgot one of his slippers, and took her to the hospital. There, Yuna asked which room Luke was in and found his father sitting beside him. "You must be Yuna," he said. Surprised, she asked how he knew. He explained, "From the moment Luke fell into a coma, he spoke of no one but you. He's clearly attached to you." Through the glass window, Yuna saw Luke's pale, fragile state. Tears streamed down her face. "Why does everything I love always fall apart?" she whispered. Sun arrived with food, urging her to eat, but she refused. "I won't eat until Luke wakes up." Moments later, Luke opened his eyes. Sun called the doctors, and Yuna rushed inside. Overjoyed, Luke's first sight was her. She scolded him gently. "I told you to wait until I became a doctor and cured you. Why didn't you keep your promise?" Luke smiled weakly. "I'm sorry, but nothing will happen. I'll wait for you to become the best doctor and treat me yourself." They laughed together, the tension easing. Sun entered too, relieved, and wished him a full recovery. On the way home, Yuna felt grateful. Her brother seemed to care for her more deeply with each passing day. She refocused on the talent show, training tirelessly. When the day finally arrived, she put on a formal outfit ready to perform, but Sun stopped her. "What are you wearing? Change into your school uniform. That outfit doesn't suit you." Annoyed, Yuna stormed out in her uniform anyway. At the show, she was embarrassed to see all the other girls dressed beautifully while she looked plain in her school clothes. Then the supervisor stepped onto the stage and announced, "Today marks the school's annual celebration. All performances must be in proper uniform." Yuna suddenly realized Sun had only been protecting her from humiliation. One by one, the other participants changed into uniforms too, leveling the stage. Backstage, Yuna and Lana prepared nervously. Sun encouraged them warmly, but Yuna suddenly discovered she had lost her script. Sun promised to find it, and she remembered leaving it in the classroom. He ran off to retrieve it, but before he returned, the teacher called them out. "You're late. It's your turn." They stepped onto the stage. Yuna stood frozen, paralyzed with fear. Lana smoothly pulled out her script and began reading her part with ease. Yuna stood frozen on stage, mind racing through the lines she'd written. Laughter rippled from the audience. Some kids were already snickering. She took a breath, gathered her courage, and abandoned the script. From the heart, she told a story she made up on the spot, pieces of her real life stitched into a simple tale. Sunday, watching from the wings, was stunned. She was good. He pulled out his phone and recorded her. The audience leaned in, captivated. When she finished, the hall erupted in applause. After the show, Yuna went to the teacher to collect her classroom exam results from the previous round, the one she knew she'd probably failed because she hadn't studied enough. She took the result slip and left. Back home, Sun came by to cheer her up, teasing her the way he always did, but this time she wasn't in the mood and pushed him out of her room. She opened the envelope, stared at her marks, and felt the sting. Outside, Sun was watching a drama on his phone. The line, "You're a failure, you can't do anything right," drifted through the door. Yuna thought he was talking about her. She stormed out and snapped at him, then fled to her room. The next morning at school, Shio stopped them and praised Yuna's performance, said he was genuinely impressed. Yuna's heart soared. This had been her real goal all along, to finally catch his attention. As they stood there, a group of girls passed by, whispering and calling her a failure. Lana bristled, dragged Yuna over and shot back. "Sounds like jealousy to me. She did better than you, and the crowd loved her." Yuna tugged Lana away. "Don't get worked up." "I'm fine," she said, calming her. That evening, Sun sat with Yuna and talked quietly. "You have to encourage yourself and do the impossible to reach your dream." "Impossible," she muttered. "Just like you can't cook, I can't get high grades. I'll always be me." "Nothing is too hard," Sun said. "I'll prove it." He charged into the kitchen, all fired up, and tried a recipe from Chef Zaytar. He plated the food and proudly brought it to her. Yuna brushed past. "I'm not hungry." When she left, he tasted it, grimaced, and sighed in relief. "Thank goodness she didn't eat," he said, tossing it in the trash. Yuna headed to the hospital to see Luke. He looked better, even joked that he had 2 pieces of news, one good, one bad. "Good first," she said. "There's a doctor in the United States who can treat my condition." "Then go," she urged. "Get well and come back to us safely." "That's the bad news," he said softly. "I'm leaving tomorrow. I might not see you again, but don't worry, I'll video call you every day." He added, "By the way, your talent show performance inspired me to keep going." "Wait, how did you see it?" "Sun filmed it and sent it to me," Luke smiled. Back home, Yuna thanked Sun for caring about the smallest details and always trying to make her smile. Later, alone in her room, she racked her brain for a farewell gift. Luke loved electronic drawing tablets, but the price was shocking. She didn't have that kind of money. The next day, while she was still thinking, Lana found her. "Still stuck on the gift? Don't worry, I'll give you the money." Yuna shook her head. "I can't take that from you." Just then, a man walked by handing out a flyer for a studio job. "Sit on set for a few hours, get paid. You'll earn half the amount you need for every 4 hours," he said. Lana warned, "Don't go. Jobs like that can be traps." But Yuna, desperate, went home, grabbed her bag and told herself she'd just check it out. She went to the studio, nervous. The man kept offering her drinks. She refused every time. She stayed the full 8 hours and asked to be paid. He handed her the money, no funny business, then tried to coax her upstairs. "Let me show you the studio on the next floor." "Yeah, no," Yuna said flatly. "I'm leaving," and walked out. Meanwhile, Sun was frantic. He called Lana. She hadn't seen Yuna but guessed where she'd gone. Sun raced over, found the place, but not Yuna, and spotted her keychain on the ground by the door. Panic rose as he and Lana searched everywhere. Yuna, meanwhile, had taken a taxi home. The motion made her nauseous. Cars had scared her since childhood. When she came to, she dropped her live location to Sun so he could pick her up. He arrived, anxious and out of breath, and took her home, soothing her until she calmed. She asked for time alone. He left her to rest. The next morning, Yuna woke to find Sun sitting beside her. "I'm sorry," she said. "I won't do something like that again." "Good," he replied gently. "Knowing you were wrong is enough." Days turned into nights until the term finally ended. Results came out. As expected, Sun ranked first in the entire school and received scholarship offers from every university. Yuna's grades had improved. She'd done well. Sitting beside her brother, she joked, "Don't be sad. You'll be moving far away now for that scholarship." She was secretly thrilled at the thought of some space at last. Back home, the family celebrated their success, beaming with pride. They told Yuna to keep studying. Medical school entrance exams were coming up, and her dream was within reach. Exam day arrived. Parents crowded the gates, praying under their breath. The tests finished, and results were posted the same day. Yuna was accepted into the College of Medicine, her dream suddenly real. And Sun received a rare scholarship too, the kind awarded to only one student per year. Everyone assumed he would take it. The next day, Sun accompanied Yuna to campus to help her apply and find housing. They queued at the admissions line. Nearby, a guy named Maro joked with his friends, "I can feel it. Today I'll meet the love of my life." "Love of your life?" they scoffed. "You can't even find money for lunch. You've been rejected by 1,000,000 girls. Give it a rest." When Yuna's turn came, she filed her papers for medicine. The staff saw Sun and asked, "And you, handsome? What's your major?" "He's just my brother dropping me off," Yuna said. But Sun pulled out his own acceptance letter and registered for computer science and information systems. Yuna was stunned, hurt. "So we're doing this again? Like back in high school?" Girls only respected me because I was your sister. They got close to me just to get close to you. I finally escaped that nightmare. Am I supposed to wake up in it again?" Lana's voice cut through the crowd, calling Yuna's name. Maro took one look at Lana and declared, "That's it. I've found her. That's my like and subscribe." He hurried over to talk, but Lana didn't even see him. Her eyes were fixed on Sun. Maro was left standing there as they walked away. Yuna headed to the dorms, but the matron frowned. "Your name isn't here. Did you even apply?" Yuna paused, put the pieces together, and realized exactly what had happened. Sunday. She stepped outside just as he rolled up on his bike and handed her a key. "Go to this address," he said. She did. The apartment was beautiful, new, bright, thoughtfully furnished. It should have made her happy, but all she wanted was distance, for him to stop hovering, to stop smothering, for no one to know she was his sister. The next day on campus, Yuna and Lana watched Sun practicing on the field. He jogged over. "I'm thirsty. Go get me some water," he said. Lana ran off to fetch it. Yuna glanced at her watch. She had a lecture to catch. Yuna was walking across campus when she accidentally bumped into a girl who dropped her books and sat down to pick them up. Her name was Mila. Yuna apologized sincerely, and Sun came over to make sure she was okay. Mila, curious, asked Yuna's name, and she introduced herself and mentioned Sun was her brother. "Nice to meet you both," Mila said, then reached out to shake Sun's hand, but he ignored her and walked away coldly. Yuna thought to herself, what a waste, so rude. In class, the other students quickly discovered that Yuna was Sun's sister, and they wouldn't stop asking her about him. It bothered her deeply. Meanwhile, Sun went to the library to study, and Mila showed up, sitting beside him. She tried to start a conversation and get closer, but he ignored her again. When she wouldn't stop, he got up and left abruptly, leaving her frustrated. Elsewhere, Lana was struggling financially. She went live on TikTok, begging for support. "Please, please tap the screen. Keep tapping." The next day, Yuna and Lana were walking together when they saw a kitten trapped inside a bicycle wheel. The poor thing couldn't move. They rushed to help, but two girls nearby were filming them, convinced Yuna and Lana had put the cat there on purpose. They managed to pull the kitten free and discovered its leg was broken, so they took it to a vet. After treating it, the doctor said, "Take it home with you for now. I'll find someone to adopt it soon." So Yuna brought the kitten home, even though she knew Sun was terrified of cats. She teased him with it, making him jump back in fear. That night, Lana came over to hang out, and Sun retreated to his room to rest. When he opened his phone, he was shocked. The video of them rescuing the kitten had been edited to look like they were torturing it. It had gone viral, and strangers were flooding them with insults and hate. Sun told Yuna, "We need to fix this before anyone hurts you or calls you names. Don't go to school for a while," but Yuna was determined. "No, I have important things to do. I'm going." At school, everyone she passed mocked her. The pressure was unbearable until Mila came up and reassured her. "I believe you. I know you'd never do something like that. Don't worry, soon people will forget." Sun, however, wasn't satisfied. "Yes, people will forget, but not because she's guilty, because I'll clear her name." That evening, he filmed a video of Yuna explaining exactly what happened, even showing the kitten alive and well, but no one believed it. They accused her of covering up. The next day, Sun had an idea. He recreated the entire scene as a staged skit showing how it happened in reality. He uploaded it online, and within hours, everyone understood the truth. The blame shifted to the two girls who had recorded the misleading video. A restaurant owner who had seen the video asked if he could adopt the kitten. Yuna agreed and brought it to him. The cat became a local celebrity. Customers came just to see it. One day at the restaurant, Mila ran into Yuna by chance and seemed genuinely happy she was doing better. But later, Sun warned Yuna, "That girl isn't right." "Don't get close to her," Yuna asked why, and he just muttered, "I get a strange feeling about her." Meanwhile, Sun trained hard with his teammates. His effort and discipline impressed the coach so much that he appointed Sun as their captain. This angered some teammates, especially since one of them was the coach's son. Resentment began to grow. On the other side, Lana felt her expenses piling up. She started applying for jobs everywhere. Yuna, on the other hand, excelled in her classes. Professors praised her constantly. After one lecture, a professor spoke to her encouragingly, telling her to keep pushing. But Yuna's phone buzzed. She got word that something had happened to Sun. She left in a rush without even asking permission. During training, Sun's jealous teammates tried to provoke him, even laying hands on him. But administrators arrived and broke up the fight. Punishments were handed out to those responsible. The next day, the inter-university basketball tournament began. Sun's team was scheduled to play, and Yuna came to cheer for him. Mila arrived too, accompanied by her brother, who turned out to be the owner of the country's largest sports club. The moment he saw Yuna, he froze, stunned by her beauty. Mila noticed but stayed silent. On the court, Sun led his team with sharp instructions. They followed his strategy, scored again and again, and crushed the opposing side. After the match, his teammates' families came to apologize for doubting him, realizing his true talent. Mila brought him flowers to congratulate him, but he brushed her off. He went to Yuna and Lana instead, chatting warmly. Mila, unwilling to give up, invited him to dinner, but he rejected her coldly. Later, back at home, Yuna received news that one of the companies she had applied to had accepted her. They wanted her to come the next day to finalize paperwork. She was overjoyed, and so was Sun, seeing her finally smiling again. The next day, Yuna went to the company for her job interview. The owner turned out to be Migo, Mila's brother, but Yuna had no idea about the connection. He spoke kindly. "I read your resume, and I liked it. You've been accepted. Your position will be as my secretary. You'll accompany me to places I go, but there are 2 conditions. First, you must always meet the deadlines for anything I ask. Second, you never question or inquire about anything I do. And third," he added with a playful grin, "you have to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell." Yuna laughed and agreed easily. If that's what it takes, fine. She accepted the job and left in high spirits, telling Sun and Lana that her salary would be high. Sun was suspicious. Why would she get such a big salary in her very first month? Still, he took her shopping to celebrate. He bought her everything she wanted, but when they searched for her favorite ice cream, they couldn't find it anywhere. Sun told her to head home first while he kept looking. As Yuna stood alone, Mila appeared. "Today's my birthday," she said. "I asked around and found out you were here, so I came to invite you." "Please don't be late," Yuna hesitated. "But I don't know any of your friends, and I can't go by myself." Mila reassured her. "Don't worry, you know me, and I'm the host." "That's enough," Lana cut in. "If she's going, then I'll go with her." Mila smiled. "The more the merrier." That evening they got ready and went to the party. Everyone was there, enjoying themselves. Yuna gave Mila a gift and congratulated her warmly, but then Mila pulled her aside. "Come with me. I want to show you something." She led Yuna into her room and played a recording. The tape revealed a shocking truth: Sun's family talking about Yuna's real parents. They hadn't simply adopted her, as she'd always believed. They had murdered her real mother and father. Yuna's world collapsed. She burst into tears and stormed out. Lana had already told Sun what was happening, and he rushed over. He found Yuna shattered, her eyes red. He turned on Mila in fury. "I'll never forgive you. Do you think showing off some truth makes you beautiful in my eyes? You might be pretty outside, but inside, you're rotten. You disgust me." He walked away, leaving Mila speechless. Back home, Yuna confronted Sun. "Tell me the truth. I saw everything. Is it real or not?" Sun tried to calm her, but she refused to let him touch her. "Don't come near me. This isn't my home anymore. How could I call it home after what I learned? Did you kill my real parents? Did you treat me well just to cover up your guilt?" She fled into the streets crying. Memories of her happy times with Sun's family replayed in her mind, but now they all felt like lies. She wandered until night fell, drinking to drown the pain. A group of men spotted her sitting alone. They tried to harass her, pulling her up and cornering her. Just as one of them grabbed her, Sun arrived, shouting and fighting them off. He shielded her, taking blow after blow until a passerby called the police. The men panicked and fled. Sun caught Yuna before she collapsed and carried her home. The next morning, Yuna woke to find Sun asleep beside her, still keeping watch. Quietly, she slipped away to be alone. Overwhelmed, she called Luke, desperate for someone to talk to. The moment he answered, she broke down crying. "I don't know what to do," she sobbed. Luke soothed her gently, asking what had happened, but she could only say she wanted him to listen. At that moment, Luke's doctor entered the room. Yuna overheard the words that cut through her like a blade. "I'm sorry for giving you hope earlier. Your condition has advanced. You need a heart transplant. Otherwise, these are your final days." Yuna froze in horror as it looks like this is the end of Luke. Meanwhile, Sun wakes up and doesn't find Yona beside him. He keeps searching for her, but she has already left the house. He says to himself that the money she has won't last more than a few days, so she's probably staying with someone she knows. He calls Lana first to see if Yona is with her, but Lana tells him she hasn't talked to her at all. Then he calls Shin, and he also says she didn't contact him. Sun stays confused, not knowing what to do to bring her back. On the other side, Mila is sitting happily playing the piano. Her brother Migo comes after hearing what happened. He asks her why she did that and what she wanted to reach from hurting Yona when she knows the truth isn't what she made it look like. He tells her she was the reason Yona suffered. Mila replies that she doesn't care. What matters is Yona got hurt badly, and she's glad Yona believed her. She says nothing is filthier than what she did. Then Mila goes to school, and Sun meets her. He grabs her hands angrily, asking her what she told Yona and what she showed her to make her leave like that. Mila says she told her the truth, nothing more, and that Yona should have known a long time ago. Sun gets upset and asks what kind of life this is. Mila takes out the recorder and gives it to him, telling him to listen to it and he'll understand everything. He takes it and leaves. He goes home and finds his parents there, worried because Yona left the house. They ask him what happened and what made her leave. He answers by asking if they really had anything to do with the death of her family. Everyone freezes in shock. His father tells him to stop believing such nonsense and to go look for his sister and bring her back. Sun goes out searching everywhere, asking in every place and every street, but he finds nothing. His mother also sends Yona messages while crying, begging her to come back and forget what she heard. Meanwhile, Yona rents an old small room for 3 days while she decides what to do next. She sits alone, remembering everything and can't process what happened. She goes up to the rooftop and cries, hoping she can calm down a little. As for Luke, when he learns that his end is near, he decides he has nothing to lose. He leaves the hospital and returns to his hometown. The moment he arrives, he goes to see Yona. When she sees him, she becomes very happy because finally she has someone to talk to. He hugs her and he's also glad to see her. Then she takes him to show him where she is staying now. Luke notices immediately how bad her situation has become. The room is old, and she has been surviving on nothing but instant noodles. She then takes him to a restaurant to treat him since he just came back. She asks him how he is and if his condition has improved. He tells her everything honestly, but life still isn't perfect. He tells her not to worry, he will get better soon. When they finish eating, Yona goes to pay, and Luke realizes those were the last money he had. After they leave, Yona says goodbye and tells him she's going home. But in reality, her 3 days in the rented room are over, and she has nowhere else to go. She ends up sitting on the sidewalk with no place left. As she tries to sleep, a homeless man approaches her and tells her to leave his spot. She gets scared and walks away. She keeps thinking where she could go. She doesn't want to be a burden on anyone. She would rather sleep in the street than go to someone and ask them to host her and feel like she's intruding. Truly, her manners are noble. Then she gets an idea and goes to the dorm building. She tells the lady there that she wants to give something quickly to her friend and leave. They let her in, and she sits on the stairs to rest. But the lady passes by again and sees her, so they take her to check if she stole anything. The lady recognizes her and says, "Aren't you the girl who applied here before? And your brother erased your name? I'll call him right now and tell him to come." She calls him, and he comes immediately to get Yona. Meanwhile, Yona calls Luke to come as well. Sun arrives first and finishes everything. He guarantees her himself and then takes her outside. He tells her that he can't stand her absence anymore and asks her to come back home. He promises to stay with her and keep searching until they find the truth together. But Yona still refuses to return. Right then, Luke arrives and calls her. Sun doesn't want her leaving with him. He tells Luke that this is a family matter and he should stay out of it, but Yona ignores him and leaves with Luke. Sun gets extremely upset, but there's nothing he can do. Luke and Yona walk together. Luke asks her why she didn't tell him earlier that her time in the room ended and she had nowhere to go. He says, "Am I a stranger to you? Come, I'll book you a hotel." But Yona refuses and says she won't let him pay for anything. He offers another idea, that she come live with him instead. He tells her not to worry. They will make a deal. She can stay at his place in exchange for cooking for him. This way he saves expenses and she doesn't become a burden. Yona agrees and goes with him. The next day, everything seems normal as they start having breakfast together. They were surprised when someone knocked on the door. Yona went to open it and found Sun standing there. He walked inside and started talking to her. He kept criticizing her cooking on purpose just so she wouldn't stay too long in Luke's house. Yona got annoyed and asked him to leave, but he said he wasn't here for her. He came to sit with Luke's brother. She told him, "Sit together as much as you want, I'm the one leaving," and she left them and walked out. After she left, Sun sat with Luke to talk. He explained everything and told him he felt something was wrong. He didn't understand how Mila got that recording or how it sounded real when nothing in it actually happened. Luke said he had a solution and told him to follow him. They went upstairs and connected the recording to the computer to check if it was edited. They tried hacking its data again and again until they finally succeeded. The shocking truth appeared. The recording had been edited and several parts were deleted. Sun finally realized this wasn't the full truth and that something was being hidden from him. Meanwhile, Yona went home to take her books and clothes so she could study. Sun's parents saw her and their eyes filled with tears because they missed her badly, but she refused to speak to them. She told them she would take her things and leave quietly without causing any drama. She packed her things, and Sun arrived while she was doing it. Every time she put something in the bag, he took it out again. She got angry and said, "Why are you doing this? I'm leaving no matter what." He told her she should at least ask his parents what really happened and whether it was true. She decided to do it and asked them directly. They told her everything. They said their family and hers used to be closer than siblings. They did everything together. They loved each other deeply, and to strengthen their bond, they started a company together from scratch. All profits were split equally. Then the company faced a huge problem. The stocks collapsed, and they lost everything. Yona's family was extremely upset, so they took the car and left. A short while later, the news came that they had died. No one survived except Yona. Yona told them the report said the car accident was intentional, that someone meant for it to happen, and she said she would not return home until she knew the whole truth about who did it. She left them, and Sun drove her afterward. He told her he respected her decision, whatever it was, and that she was free to do anything she wanted. But that didn't change the fact that if she needed anything, she could call him, and he would always stand by her. She nodded. They arrived at the house. She went inside and immediately screamed. Sun heard her from outside and rushed in terrified. He found Luke lying unconscious on the floor. He carried him and took him straight to the hospital. He stayed there until Luke's condition became stable again. While they were at the hospital, Migo, her boss, called her asking why she had been absent for a whole week. She told him she had problems and couldn't come, and that her friend had a heart attack and was hospitalized. He reassured her and told her to take her time. But the situation didn't stop there. The next day, his secretary came in and told him that Thomas was waiting for him, the most famous heart doctor in all of America and the world. Migo sat with him and asked about Luke's illness and whether there was any treatment. Dr. Thomas read Luke's medical report carefully and learned his exact condition. He told Migo that unfortunately Luke's condition was advanced and needed a very long time. This type of case required medicine that had to be specially created for each patient, and Thomas was already working on a development project and didn't have time. He apologized and said he couldn't take the case. Migo told him he wanted to make a deal. He said he would invest in Thomas's medical project, pay a large amount of money, and provide all the equipment he needed, but only on one condition, that the doctor treat Luke. He told him not to worry. He even had a medical trainee who would help. She was extremely dedicated and willing to do anything. Thomas agreed because honestly, he couldn't refuse that offer. Later, Mila asked Migo why he was spending so much money just for Yona's sake. He said he was trying to make up for what she lost because of them and what they caused her. She deserved even more. Mila got annoyed, left him, and walked away. Now, I know you're wondering what exactly they did to make them want to fix everything, but just give it 2 minutes and everything will be clear. The next day, Yona went to submit her resignation because her higher-up co-workers and Mila's friends kept bothering her and making her hate the job. But before she could speak, Migo told her everything. That Dr. Thomas was currently working on Luke's treatment, and when the medicine was finally created, he would hand it directly to her. He also told her she would be responsible for everything and should send the doctor anything he needed. Yona became very happy and thanked him. Then he asked what brought her there that morning, and she said, "Oh, nothing at all." The following day, she found a dorm room at a good price. She packed all her things, and she and Sun went together. He helped her arrange everything and made sure the place was fine. Then he left, but he was still worried. He sat outside the building, afraid she might leave while he wasn't looking or something might happen to her. Inside, Yona sat going through her diary, remembering everything she had been through. She kept crying because she couldn't get close to Sun the way she used to. She missed him and wanted everything to go back to how it was, but she made herself a promise. She wouldn't return unless she had her entire life under control. She went to work and sat at her desk finishing her tasks. She kept working late into the night. One of Mila's friends came and dumped a pile of extra work on her, telling her to finish it. Because Yona was still a trainee, she didn't know what exactly she had to do, or what wasn't her responsibility. She just kept working until late at night. When she finally finished and started heading down the stairs, her leg got scraped badly and she couldn't continue walking. Of course, her rescuer had to appear. Sun showed up. She was relieved to see him. He picked her up and took her home. Before she went inside, Sun had already decided to confess his feelings. He stopped her and told her he didn't understand why he did all of this for her, why he stayed in the street waiting for her, why he couldn't sleep unless he knew she was okay. He told her, "Just being in the same place as you makes me happy, and that's why I'm telling you this. I love you." Yona was shocked, embarrassed, and speechless. She left him and went inside, but she was secretly happy. The next day when she got to work, she heard the same girl who gave her the papers lying to the manager, saying she stayed up all night working on them. Yona heard everything and marched in, angry, asking her, "Are you sure you're the one who finished these papers?" The girl replied confidently, "Of course. Or do you think I'm a beginner like you? You don't know how to do anything anyway." Yona asked the girl some job-related questions to see if she really did the work she claimed. If she had done it, she would have known the answers. But she couldn't answer a single thing, not one word. Yona was the one answering everything. The manager immediately understood who actually did the work. He got angry at the girl and told her that if she ever did this again, the punishment would be serious this time. That night, Yona took her dog Dodo out for a walk. While they were walking, Sun showed up and walked with them for a bit. He talked to her and asked what her answer was to what he confessed yesterday. She said, "Dodo got shy. I think he wants to go home, right, Dodo?" Then she just walked away. Dogs really save people in these situations. Some time passed. They graduated from their first year. Sun became a robotics engineer and worked in a big company, but that wasn't his dream. He didn't want to be someone's employee forever. He wanted to start his own project. He contacted several investors and waited for their response. While he was sitting one day, he got a call from an unknown number. When he answered, it turned out to be the CEO of a huge company. The CEO already knew him and knew about his project. He told Sun to come meet them so they could finalize everything and give him everything he needed to start. Sun became extremely happy. He met with his friend Shino, told him everything, and asked him to come as a witness and support him during the presentation. Shino agreed. The next day, Sun presented his project to the entire board. They were all impressed, interacting with him and loving the idea. After the presentation, he went to the director who told him to sign the contract and he would give him whatever he wanted. Sun left, but he felt something was wrong. No one agrees so easily unless there's something in return. He felt like someone was behind all of this. Shino told him he felt the same. The documents had a hidden clause that they hadn't explained yet. The next day, Sun went to sign the contract. That's when he understood everything. Mila was there with the director. She was the one who arranged the whole thing. And the hidden clause in the contract said he was obligated to marry Mila. The girl was playing her dirty games again. The moment she saw him, she went to greet him, but Sun ignored her completely. He told them he wouldn't participate in any of this and walked out. Mila tried to threaten him, saying he would suffer a lot because of his refusal. The next day, Sun received a call from his current boss telling him he was fired, obviously because of Mila. Shino calmed him down, telling him that gold shines everywhere and he would easily get hired somewhere else because he was talented. Sun applied to many companies, but every time he went, Mila would show up, bribe them, and make sure they rejected him. Meanwhile, Yona had started working at the hospital after finishing her specialization. She became responsible for Luke's treatment and for emergency cases. She told Luke that he only had a few days left before his treatment would be ready, and he would get better soon. He thanked her for caring for him and always being by his side. Then an emergency patient arrived who had been in an accident. The doctors did everything they could, but the patient's time had come. Yona went out and met the patient's family, telling them with deep sadness that she didn't know how to comfort them. At that moment, she remembered her own family's accident when she was a child. The memory crushed her. Shino and Lana went to her and comforted her, telling her she did her best and that she shouldn't blame herself. Life and death are fate. After talking for a while, Yona walked outside with the patient's family to guide them. Before they left, she asked them about Sun and how he was doing. They told her everything that happened, that he had been sick for 2 days, his stomach hurting, and he was even in the hospital. Yona panicked, left them, and rushed to the doctor who treated him. She asked about his condition and learned everything. At night, she went to Sun, stayed with him, cooked for him, and gave him his food. She asked him why he hadn't told her he was sick so she could come earlier. He said, "Well, you came now and took care of me. I'm fine." She told him she couldn't stand seeing him sick. Then she said, "I love you too, but I won't be with you or get close to you until we fix our lives first." The next day, Sun went to Yona and told her he wanted to become her ideal cool guy, the guy she would love. She told him it wasn't that complicated. Just be yourself, a nice hangout, good vibes, and learn something for her. He told her he didn't know how to do anything. She told him she'd teach him dancing. She took him to the living room, played music, and told him to copy her moves. She was amazing, and he danced like he studied engineering. She spent a lot of time helping him memorize a few moves. Then she took him to a cooking shop and taught him how to cook meat. After that, they went to a pet store. He bought a pet, a lizard named Antor. He put it in a box and took it home. Who even buys a lizard, but anyway? He cleaned, cooked, and did everything just for her. Then he called her and said, "I'm really sick, and I need you next to me. Come at 6:30 if you're free." She said, "Who are you trying to trick? You're not sick. Anyway, go check on Luke and then I'll come." She put on something decent and went to the hospital. She checked on Luke and his condition was improving. She was happy seeing him doing better. When she finished and was leaving, she saw a sick child crying. She went to see what was wrong, but the child threw up on her dress. She left, bought new clothes, and then went to Sun. When he opened the door, he immediately started complimenting her non-stop. He didn't even let her enter first. When she walked in, she was shocked. He had cleaned the whole house just for her. Then he kept telling her sweet things he'd memorized all night. After that, he went to the kitchen. This time, he was the one cooking. She was shocked. She had never seen him cook anything. He served her the food, and it was the best meal she'd ever had because Sun made it. Then he said he had another gift for her and went inside to get it. She heard noise. He was arguing with Antor for a while until the lizard agreed to be seen. He brought it out to her. When she saw it, she almost died from fear. He quickly put it back in the box and saved the moment. And now the most important part. He turned off the lights. Sun walked in and started dancing for her. The poor guy looked like a wilted flower, eyes closed, not knowing what life was doing to him. While they were sitting together, Yona received a phone call asking her to return to the hospital. She went immediately. Another emergency case had arrived, someone badly injured in an accident again. The doctors did everything they could, but the situation repeated itself. The patient didn't survive. Yona's depression returned. Thomas and Migo were at the hospital as well. They told her that the treatment for Luke was almost complete and that they would begin giving him the second dose soon. They explained everything to her, how the medicine worked and the system they would follow to make sure it took effect. Migo noticed that Yona looked upset, so he took her aside to spend some time together. He asked her what was wrong. She told him that every day someone dies in front of her hands. When she entered medical school, her biggest dream was to save lives. She said that every time someone dies, she remembers her family's accident and breaks down inside. She told him she entered medicine because she wanted to save Luke, and she never imagined this path would be so painful. Migo comforted her and tried to calm her down. While they were talking, Sun entered and said, "You two are sitting together. Everything okay?" The moment Yona saw him, she ran into his arms and said, "I'm so tired, Sun." He took her outside to calm her. He listened to everything and told her, "If medicine isn't making you happy, then don't worry. You're talented and will shine in many fields. I'm with you, always. I'll never leave your side." Yona told him she would take a break and think about whether she would continue or not. The next day, they were sitting together while Yona was eating a piece of cake. Suddenly, she got an idea. She told Sun she wanted to open her own sweets shop because she made desserts better than normal food. Sun told her she couldn't do that. She asked, "Why not?" He replied, "Because you're not allowed to make sweets for anyone except me." The next day, Sun surprised her. He had already rented a shop, created the design, made the advertisements, and prepared everything so she could start working. Earning a living is truly difficult, Sun, but when the shop opened, customers flooded in. Everyone praised her desserts. One by one, all their friends came to congratulate her. Luke came too. He told her he was feeling better and he would receive his second dose soon. He ate everything and finished it. Then he asked her about Sun, whether they had gone out together yet. Yona became shy immediately. Luke grabbed her phone and sent Sun a message from her saying she wanted to meet him tomorrow for his birthday. Sun agreed immediately and told her he would be there early. Then Mila entered the shop to mock Yona. She made fun of the project and said it was useless. She ordered one of everything and sat waiting. Yona brought the order to them and they kept mocking her and her desserts. Mila said, "What kind of stupidity is this? You should open a shoe store instead. It would be better." Yona got annoyed and told her, "No matter what you do, no matter how much you try to come between us, you will never succeed. You'll stay this way your whole life, even if you live 100 years. And by the way, this meal is on the house. Eat it and leave quickly. I don't want to see your face again. You're not welcome here." Mila got angry and left. The next day, Yona was preparing Sun's birthday gifts. She was doing the final touches when two people suddenly entered the shop, started recording, and threw everything on the floor. They insulted her desserts, filmed the ingredients she used, claiming they were expired, insulted her and her shop, and then left. Yona sat down, devastated. Then Mila called her and said, "I hope you liked your gift." Yona immediately understood everything and began crying. Sun arrived and found her in that state. She explained everything. He asked her, "Why did you make this cake then?" And he started eating from it while she was still on the floor crying. He told her, "This is the best cake I've ever eaten in my life." They prepared a new cake together, this one flavored with love. Life felt sweet again. The next day, Sun went to his laboratory. To his shock, Mila was there. She had made an agreement with the lab owner and came to work as his assistant. She sat next to him, trying to get close, but he ignored her completely. While he was busy with his project, she took a selfie with him and sent it to Yona, writing, "Good evening, yellow girl. Thinking too much about him, aren't you?" Yona got upset and left the shop. Sun ran after her and said everything was a misunderstanding. He explained everything that happened. Yona told him to be careful and not stay too late so no problems would happen. Later, when Yona returned home, Mila called her again. She said, "If you want to know the full truth about your family's death, come to my house right now. I'll give you the original documents." Yona couldn't believe it. She hung up, messaged Sun, and told him what Mila said. She told him to come after Mila finished talking. Yona went to Mila's house. Mila began explaining everything with evidence. She said Yona's father's car had been in maintenance before the accident and that Sun's father's assistant was the one who delivered it. She showed her documents proving all the company stocks became hers after her family died, but at that moment Migo arrived and saw them. He told Mila, "You're still lying? Until when? We are the real reason this happened to her." Yona froze in shock. Migo explained everything. The accident was planned by his own family. Yona's family was their biggest competitor. His father didn't care about human lives. He caused it all. All the documents Mila showed were fake. The real documents were with him. Then he played the real recording for her. Yona understood everything. She learned that Sun and his family were innocent. They had always been loyal friends and remained loyal until their last breath. Sun went to Mila and asked her why she did all this and caused all those problems. She said she did everything because she loved him. She tried every way to win him, but she always lost to Yona. She screamed, asking what was so special about Yona, and pushed her. Sun took Yona and left. Days passed until the day Sun was going to be honored for his project's success and its spread all over the country. He went up to give his speech and began talking about Yona, how he owed all his success to her, how she was the first person to support his decisions. Then he went down, held her hand in front of everyone, brought her on stage, and proposed to her. Yona was overwhelmed with happiness. The audience clapped for them, celebrating their love finally winning. And that's where our story ends. Subscribe for more dramas like this one, and don't forget to tap the bell icon. Thank you for watching.